enter, where we dey discuss accommodation, house, and anything wey get to do with properties. So therefore, if your landlord be your problem, talk to us. If your tenant no wan pay rent, report am enter inside the compound sake of say 7 o'clock e don sharp, and me, oga landlord, I don open compound gate, don put my chair sit down, yes, for the middle of Abuja. I tell una say for inside Abuja here we get a landlord wey be Wike. Him na the landlord for Abuja, but me na me be the oga landlord. For my when e reach my level, Wike join other landlords to be co-landlords, but only one oga landlord, and na me be that. Nobody dey solve problem without fear and without a favor. The manner and the way where we dey take do am. So therefore we don show. Enter inside YouTube, make you dey watch us. For inside YouTube, the name na Voice of the People Abuja. Voice of the People Abuja. For inside YouTube, you no fit to miss am. Enter there, click am. Then you go see say we don dey alive. Then you go begin like the page so that you go dey watch us straight up for inside YouTube. And if you be Facebook user, enter with Facebook page. For inside Facebook, our name na Crusaders Radio TV. Crusaders Radio TV, we dey live for there, and then we go begin the tabulate matters, make we dey discuss am. And peradventure, anytime during the course of the program you wan call, the number no hard, na very simple number, 081 22 21 9177. Now that be our number. Make a press repeat, make you forget the number. 081 22 219177. Yes, now the number where you go take you reach us this evening be that. Make we take the delinquent from any part of the world where you reach. If you dey hear us from outside Nigeria, don't forget to put +234, especially for people where they on top Facebook and YouTube. You go see say everywhere sakrakum and e don gbaski the way where it's supposed to be. Now yesterday, I make on a promise, say if we enter, we go increase. And I know say we still there for morning of the program, sake of say we just resume back for inside the city. So we still there for morning of the program for here. So now we still dey do small dialogue with more monologue, sake of say na the way where the matters take it be. Now, inside this information, so that everybody go know, say you get right to ask any question. You get right to information, and both we were there for here and the authorities were there for there. Now their duty to answer every of these rights where you don't postulate. I don't know what that one means, but well, I hope say it makes sense. So today, waiting we go start with this evening now to break down the structure of the authority for inside Abuja, where be the Federal Capital Territory. The authority, remember, see, yesterday I tell you, say all land for Nigeria, they vested on the president. That is Bros T-Boy, where they for inside Villa. Now on top his shoulder, now him all land for this country, sit down. Him now come pass the responsibility, take give governors them across the 36 states. Then for FCT, the authority they with the honorable minister of the FCT, where be the landlord for here. He na my guy. He na landlord. Me, I be the oga landlord, confirmed, certified, and it tackled in the way where it take it be. So now, based on say all of this responsibility rest on top the FCT minister. Now I make where we say from under the FCT minister you get the FCDA. FCDA now the Federal Capital Development Authority. The Federal Capital Development Authority. Now then they're responsible for the planning, development, management of the Federal Capital Territory, where be Abuja, and their function include to implement the Abuja Master Plan to ensure orderly development. Land allocation, that is to allocate land for various uses such as residential, commercial, or industrial. You know, stop for there. Then they develop and maintain infrastructure, including road utilities and the public buildings. Now then they prepare and implement urban plan, including zoning and land use plan. On top that one, then they regulate building construction, ensure compliance with the building codes and the regulation. Now them also get the duty and the responsibility to manage the environment, including waste management, sanitation, and the conservation. On top that one again, the FCDA, now then they plan and develop the transportation system, where include road, highway and public transport. And then they provide social amenity like a school, hospital, and recreational facilities for inside this we Abuja. Then they promote economic development, including investment, promotion, and business facilitation. Their work never finish. Then still they collaborate with other agencies like Aegis. We go come talk about Aegis. Aegis na the Abuja Geographic Information System. It is very important. Make una for understand them. And then Development Control and the AEPB. AEPB na Abuja Environmental Protection Board. Make all these ones now, we go come break and down for now. Make una get the understanding. If time not there for today, we go continue for inside our next episode of the program. And then they manage projects including contract now where they give people to take do work. Contract and the quality control. Again, now them they conduct research and development to improve planning and development practices. The FCDA then they play crucial role to shape the physical and economic landscape of Abuja to ensure say sustainable development today and high quality of life for residents. As we dey talk for here this evening, our friend, our brother, and our colleague, he just appear for inside the studio. Now that one, now if to say na labor we dey do now, or we dey do protest, now this time now we dey sing solidarity forever, for the union make us stand. Abuja, make I present una, my friend, my brother, my colleague, and my comrade in arm. Person where they stand up for truth. Person where they stand up to give voice to humanity. Person where they look your face, tell you the truth, in not the fear. Abuja, I present to una the unshakable comrade Sadiq Larry. Good morning this evening.
The chief himself. Finally, Oga Landlord at this hour.
Yes, we don't show back. You know, they say from ground we start, for ground we go return. Anyhow, Weston go up reach, he must come house.
Yeah.
Welcome to Abuja. Welcome to our studio.
I say make a show on solidarity movement.
In fact, it is very, very impressive.
The word solidarity now everybody feels and not the only labor.
You don't see and say we don't sing the solidarity song.
When I notice say the chairman they boss they studio I say no wahala. As my normal weekend program for institutes journalism here, I said no wahala. I need to come throw salute for the chief Oga Landlord and the chief crusader of our own in Niger State. This evening, I'll be joining the chief crusader, the Oga Landlord, on his normal regular show here at 96.1
Voice of the people.
Abuja, this hour. This is not a dolly moment. This is a moment for every listener across the world to enjoy the best of the moment this hour. Because when you see Chief, you know that this is the fingers of broadcasters. This is the man behind the mic. And I'm joining in as unshakable comrade. Anywhere across the world this evening, you can join us on Crusader TV Radio, anywhere on our Facebook page. Drop your comments. You call us on the telephone numbers on
081-2221-9177. The number not they change. Abuja now na number be that.
So that we can discuss about land matters and tenant and landlord issues.
Yes, so
and that area, I want to tell the landlord this particular time that their right is still stand, and that of the tenant, they still maintain that their right. But what the tenant need to know, landlord has that constitutional power based on tribunal rent. They have that their constitutional power to take the ownership of the property at any given time, even when the rent is still in existing. For example, now maybe you pay for a year rent, because some of our people normally get this aspect wrong, but they will not understand until when God bless everybody. You might come own property, you get houses. That's when you understand why the constitution is identify them as landlord. Because the word lord, it sounds like a small god. But why it is landlord? It is when you hold your own property, you get to know why it is called a landlord. Let me give you an example now. Some of the aspects where tenants normally get it wrong is this. The very day you pay your rent, maybe your annual rent, for example, when your rent is in existence, landlord has every constitutional power to tell you that I want to make use of my property, but it will subjected you to duration of time when you can be able to get another accommodations within that period before the Supreme the Apex Court make amendment in that regard that a tenant still enjoying 6 months even on a yearly annual rate, then he will not pay. That era has gone. Now if they give you that 6 months, you will still pay to your landlord pending the time you get a new accommodation. Then another aspect again, your landlord, where people know they understand is this: if your landlord today say in dey suspect you say inside that your house e get some criminal act wey you dey do, landlord no need to consult im caretaker. If he discover say im caretaker hand too no clean, if he decide on his own go to the house wey be say is the real owner of the property to knock the door, take the consent of the tenant and say, come, I want to inspect my house. He has that power to inspect his house, because as far as that house is concerned, he or she is still the owner of the house, but he will not go in with force. The landlord will not go in there because he or she is the owner of the property. Then he just gets into the house and say, let me enter my house. It is not proper.
No, you
like
know,
that.
you know, say he get where the line they draw between landlord and tenant. Say now you get the house,
No,
yes, now your house. But once your tenant don't pay rent for the period where him pay the rent, now him get the house. So that time, now that time, now him you be landlord, him na tenant. But the moment in rent it don't expire, him don't cease to be tenant, and you self you don't cease to be landlord. At that point, him don't become occupier at will. Na so na in the law they put up. Him be occupier at will, and you don't cease to be landlord. The law now at that point they call you property owner. And then at that point, you see, to clarify this thing, make we simplify and make you for understand. These things where comrade start to they talk about now. You as tenant where they live inside house, as you dey inside house, landlord though, you know, if you dey go your tenant house, according to law, they say you must go for godly hour. That is, you not fit to wake up now say waiting be time now. This now after 7, make you begin go your tenant house. Law no permit am. You go when they say during godly hours, and godly hours now when sun they shine. And yes, and if you dey go your tenant house, you must give am notice. That is, you must inform am say you dey come, make he give you permission, because he get right to peaceful living. So for you to enter inside the house, you must take that permission. And then if you want serve am notice you must give am 6 months clear. That is 6 months clear. If you start from make you say, take for instance now, he pay rent January. He enter the house 1st of January. In rent go expire 31st of December by midnight. After that period now, he don't cease to be tenant. If he never renew in rent, you know, go just go remove roof or pursue am from house. You go give am the statutory notices where it go be. But if you want serve am notice, you go count from January when he enter the house. January, February, March, April, May, June. You go serve am notice where go start from 1st of July to terminate on the 31st of December. That way, you don't already serve am the statutory 6 months notice where he need to get. And once you don't serve am that notice now, e don clear. By the time when in rent expire and e no move comot from the house, that time now you know they give am any 6 months notice. Wetin you dey give am, and they call am owner's intention to recover premises. Na so law take put am, and that owner's intention na 7 days. Na him the law talk am. You see, for states, if you enter states of the federation, plenty states now then get tribunal. But for FCT here now, the tribunal dey for inside magistrate court. Now magistrates they handle cases of tribunal where they like that, and all of these laws then line up put for there. And it good say, you know, these things we know they overstate them. We they always make sure say we mention them in a way where we say you go understand and know. And if you get any problem or any challenges where you need clearance on top for inside all of these matters where we don't talk now, you go come call our number or come our office. You know where our office dey now? Our office dey for flat 2, third floor, Busy Mart Plaza, for number 44 Ebitu Ukiwe Street, or plot 501, sorry, Obafemi Awolowo Way. You see that building? If you look up, you go see the almighty Oga Landlord signboard for there. They say, you go think say na me get the plaza. No, no be me get am. The name of the plaza na Busy Mart. Because our signboard for there, e big pass the signboard of the plaza.
Pass the whole of the
They
plaza.
tell you. So you go think say, even the landlord say, think say na me get the plaza sometimes. You go tell me, say, Oga Landlord. E be like say, this is my plaza. E be like say, na you get am. Because na your name, na people they take know the plaza instead of the name of the plaza. Yes, now so it be because we not they hide. We put them for people face, make them know. Now, the things where we dey talk earlier about breaking down, make una for understand some of the hulubum and the functions of FCDA.
You see, Oga Landlord. You know why in my own introductions, why I came in with the aspect of power of owner of property that is called landlord by law. I need to let people know because we have situations report that is coming up as we dispute alternative resolute. Now, if you be bear witness, I'm very sure for donkey years you've been doing this, you've come across these cases, especially the areas where landlord own property within the campuses area. You discover that today in Nigeria, our students feel rent property for 500,000 for one room. They don't get problem with that one. But when it comes to the area of electricity billing, now their problem today. Most of the civilized landlord now that don't want any issues, what they do is they will ensure that they have digital prepaid. That meter, that digital meter, it is called prepaid meter. Now with this problem with the prepaid meter, some of these students, they will bypass that meter. You answer this question now. They will bypass this meter. They will do, sometimes they will even do arrangement even with the staff of distribution company, for example, AEDC, that is within the franchise of Abuja or Niger. They will arrange with them. They will be bypassing, and the kind of prepaid meter now people don't seem to know is if you bypass any of these new prepaid meter now, you are not bypassing to enjoy a loan. The debts are recording inside the meter. So the bad news now is that the owner of the premises will not bear the consequences. If today the student graduated and he moved from that house, that particular building now, the room, the next tenant that is coming in now, if he charge 2,000 naira, inside that 2,000 naira, there will be a percentage that will be taken instead of 2,000 naira unit to go into his meter. You end up getting like 1.6 or 1.5. Now you have violated the right of that new tenant paying that money. Then you have put the owner of the house in debt. So when you look at this, we were saying this because it's based on experience. Students who can hold an handset, you can see how fake our life and Nigeria life. Who can own an handset of iPhone of 500,000, 600,000 that is recharging 2,000 weekly on data? It will only, that person will now find it difficult to use that 2,000 naira now to pay a unit of electricity that he or she will enjoy. You can see now, but because of the landlord is not frequently to check his web of his house, the caretaker have not been prompt in doing his responsibility. Then the staff of the institution complain, like AEDC have said earlier, instead of them to be up and doing to ensure sanity, they also compromise. At the end of the day, what will happen is that the landlord will bear the consequences. So when you now look at all this, what do you expect the landlord to do?
Now, make I respond to this this setting where you bring come. This na very thing where they happen very, very well. And it will continue to happen until the right thing they done. Now, you will be the tenant or anybody will be the tenant, you need to know something. Say the law, if you first check am first and foremost, it be like say the law, they protect the tenant past the landlord. But peradventure, the tenant suppose understand say the place where in right he end, now for there na landlord only begin. So nobody there above the law. Even Bros T, where they for inside villa for here, he not there above. He not there above the law. Now immunity and the immunity itself not be permanent one.
No be permanent one.
It go come and go. So therefore, you will be tenant where pay for house. Your immunity itself get limit. That is why first of all, if you dey pay for house, landlord, this one na for you. If you get tenant where they pay for your house, ensure say you give am tenancy agreement, make it sign, and all of these things suppose dey enshrined inside that tenancy agreement. Say if you do anything where e match line, that one e dey on its own, because now to bypass light, that one na energy theft, na serious offense. Now not be only offense against AEDC, na also offense against the state, because na the property of the state, na him it take be. So therefore, now to respond to this one, now you as the landlord of the house, now wetin make where be say una don sign that agreement for tenancy. Now you don tell your tenant say you need to go check the property, and that is to say once every 3 months, when not dey too much, and your tenant go know. And when you dey go do all of these things, one, house, you will be tenant, you dey enter house, you make sure say light dey the house, water dey the house, proper sanitary channels dey for inside the house, all the tributaries dey linked properly to take work before you enter. In the same way, the landlord get to come check, because as the tenant, you must keep the house inside tenantable condition. So landlord, if you not go dey check your house periodically to ensure say all of these kind of things not dey happen, and you know say human beings now, because meter dey for on top wall for inside house, dem fit tamper am, dem fit bypass am, dem fit do where go dey do go dey back charge inside the meter. So if you dey go check, ensure say AEDC, that is why dem get recovery teams. Recovery teams where they move up and around all the time. Now AEDC, on una own part, una suppose dey also create notice. Thank God for the new meters where they get now. If you bypass the meter, it go dey back read, enter inside the meter. Not be so it dey be. It go back read, enter the meter. So if una come as AEDC, make una come check the meter. Una get una method of checking. That's why una get meter engineers. Make una check those meters to ensure say this kind of things not happen. And once anytime where it don't they happen, if una package the tenant, whether it be student, whether it be student, whether it be student, any kind dent where he be, you gonna go make sure say una two dent am for there. Make una hold am responsible, so that thing go do wetin dey needful. Otherwise, by the time when he don't pack come off from the house, he don't go. The responsibility go fall on top the landlord. And when they come bring law in, then go tell the landlord say you slept on your right. And there is nothing you can do about that one. So now warning, this information is clear, especially for landlords them. Make una take this information very seriously. If tenant they enter house, reduce, I dey always talk am for here, no matter what you do, reduce am to writing. Put them down for writing, so that documentation go dey, so that by the time where you want begin pake your tenant say they do anyhow, law go guide you. The same way where we say to quit tenant come up from inside
another
house.
Aspect again,
you go need
Oga landlord. Another aspect again where we need to educate some landlord. For example, now maybe the student don't run after graduating, maybe he not allow landlord, caretaker, whatever that is within the channel between the landlord and the premises. He not disappear, he run away. Now very simple thing like ABC. That is what you just mentioned now. The documentation is very, very important.
It is very important.
What the landlord need to do when your caretaker is handling your property, if it's not professional, what you need to do is get the service of expert. And when you are getting the service of expert, let expert follow this. It's simple as ABC. Get the document, the ID card of the student. After giving you the ID card, you photocopy it, the back and front. Trace that student, not just accepting the ID card alone. Some of them give you a fake identity information. What I mean by that is the ID card is truly provided, but the information in the ID card are not genuine.
You know, they're correct.
So what you need to do is simple. You as the owner of the property, the landlord, go straight to that department. If na school of science the person belong to, if na soil science, animal science, biological science, whatever the course.
Or criminal science. because that one too,
So whatever the course where the person they do, now very simple thing. Follow the person straight to that department. Security department dey for every institution. Go there, ask so name. This is my tenant. I want to know much about this tenant. Go straight to the department. Have a familiarity talk with the dean of that department or HOD. When you get in, check the informations and sure that it's correct. Or not to waste much of your time, go straight to the student affairs department where all the student records are properly kept. If you belong to School of Art and Science, School of Law, they will check all this information for you and see if the student is still currently a student of school. Because an experience happened in Ogun State when a student provide his particular ID card to a landlord, not knowing that a student has already been what? They've expelled the student from the school and he still remain there as internet fraudster, which is called Yahoo Yahoo. Now he occupied that property with the same old ID card when he is no longer a student of the college.
Now that one now multiple offenses.
So what they did, as simple as ABC was, it was still claiming the student of that school. Nobody follow up. They believe that he has provided the ID card. So providing ID card is not enough for landlord to accept a tenant. A landlord need to follow up, go to that school, confirm the current identity of the student if he or she is still a student of that college. By doing that, you have already get a proper information you need from the student, and that is the best way to do from any landlord. Then if you're a caretaker with this student, you need to be very careful. You know why I'm laying emphasis on student is some of us are speaking at time as an experience, maybe a property owner. Some of these students at time you will discover that because of the dubious habit, some of them will do everything possible to see a paying the bill or water bill or any maintenance within the house, like maybe the borehole has issues, and instead of them to have together with other students to join hand and ensure that sanity continue in the house, some of them a common 500 naira they will not be able to pay, and they will leave this liability, this problem with other co-tenants. So landlord must have a demarcations or caretaker. If the landlord is handling his property direct, he must have a demarcations. Allow the student to know that you have all their key. You know, when you want to catch a criminal, you must let the criminal know that you are ahead of the criminal. That is when a criminal will surrender.
That's what they say. If Koniman die, Koniman bury him.
So if, for example, now you get all this information, you have got the tenant.
Okay, thank you very much. It good make we share all of this information like that as it dey take come, and intermittently now so we go dey bring, and we not dey tired to dey re-informate and informate you back to back on top all of these issues. Now, back to the earlier thing where we start to discuss on top the functions and the departments of FCDA. Make we for break and down. Remember, we say FCDA, then they work inside Collabo, and I say I go break down waiting ages, then be and their functions. Now, ages, now the Abuja Geographic Information System. Since the creation of ages, other states too don't begin, they create their own GIS. Like Nasarawa State, then get NIGIS. Kaduna State get CADGIS. Niger State get NIGIS. You get difference between NIGIS and NIGIS. NIGIS na Niger State own, NIGIS na Nasarawa State own. Abuja own na AGIS, wey be Abuja Geographic Information System. This na department under the Federal Capital Territory Administration, where they responsible for managing geographic information and providing mapping services for Abuja. Now, their function include to maintain database of land records, ownership and usage, to create and update map, conduct survey, and provide geospatial data. Then they determine property value for tax purpose and sales and for other transactions. Now them they verify property ownership, and now them they issue C of O. Now then they provide data for urban planning, zoning and development control. Now then they offer geographic information system services for analysis, planning and decision making. Now then they provide training on top GIS mapping and land information management. Also, now them they conduct research to improve land administration and GIS services. So now, all of these things where we dey put for here now, e go need to get the experts. You know, say we now to create information, and then as we dey for the morning of the show now, eventually we go dey bring the experts where go come begin dey break down all of these points one after the other. And then again, we talk about say FCDA, not be only ages then they work with, then they also work with development control unit. The development control unit, now them they know as the Department of Development Control, and now them they responsible for regulating and monitoring physical development inside the Federal Capital Territory. And the one where they sweet me pass, now then they responsible for demolition. So sometimes I dey like to call them demolition control. Sorry,
voice go come out.
not be demolition control, now development control. But if you see that they are orange bulldozer, if you don't show, problem dey. Well, the development control unit, now then they review and approve building plans to ensure compliance with regulation. Now them they ensure say you get the right permit for construction, renovation and demolition. Yes, and then even for manipulation. It depends. That not like change of ownership. That I mean, so you fit twist down and come out. And then they conduct site inspection to ensure compliance with approved plans and regulation. Now then they enforce development control regulation, where include zoning, building codes, and environmental standards. Now them also they monitor construction activities to prevent unauthorized development. For example, if you enter inside market, they don't design market where we say motor fit drive inside. We will go park for the shop where they go. Buy wetin you want buy, come out. But you go see trader because you don't go buy the shop, you go come build extension, put for that place. Kush nehi. Or person where don't buy house, you don't get your house finished. They don't design house. House get there for inside master plan. Everywhere they correct. Person now go don't go build 4 shop for front of your house. You go block place where people they trek pass, or block place where supposed to be green area where go make the environment they breathe fine. Because imagine now, say we not get green area inside this Abuja with the population, the number of motor cars where they here. Imagine that kind type of thing. This and other things now their own. Now them also they do environmental impact assessment for development. Then they follow do awareness. They educate people on top development control regulation for inside with territory with other agencies where they collaborate with other agencies such as AGs, FCDA, and of course where we say now the FCDA. Now him we they talk about. We don't look functions of FCDA, and we say are not the third people where FCDA they do collabo with, where all of them they under the FCTA. Now you know say FCDA they FCTA they. FCDA na Federal Capital Development Authority. FCTA na Federal Capital Territory Administration. Now that one na be their mama. All of them. FCTA. Now, under them again, they get the AEPB. AEPB na Abuja Environmental Protection Board. The thing where people take know them for pass. Now say, if you dey pass for Banex, all those people where they sell kaya for road, for Banex there, small time, you could just see for no reason, everybody carrying kaya pick race. AEPB don't show. Now them, they sanitize the environment and include to the package those kind of people. Or if on Friday, today na Saturday now, if around 10 o'clock you enter the red zone for inside the town, the red zone, the kind of place where Callistus like to dey go on Friday and Saturday night, where go see all those, you know now, where they go carry things and they go nakapako. If you enter those places where you see all those fine girls where wear short skirt, if you don't see them pick race, you don't say APB don't show. Yes, that's a part of their job to sanitize the city. Callistus, I talk like. Well, APB, you know that's what they play, and so they take talk serious matter. APB, and then they collect waste. They dispose and manage waste inside the city. That's why they see their motto, where they work out from area to area, they collect dirty. Now then they monitor air, water, and solid quality and that is Sansan. And be solid now, solid Sansan, to ensure compliance with the standard. Now then they regulate noise level to prevent disturbance and the health hazard. Even though that one not dey work for Nigeria. If you dey work for Nigeria, your neighbor no go get grinding engine. If you get grinding engine, call AAPB, they don't do anything. You go in fact, you go see office of AAPB sef, you carry tomato to go grind for grinding engine. How then they take enforce that one? Now then they promote sanitation and hygiene practices for market, for school, and for all public areas. Then they manage hazardous waste, including chemical and all those all those ones now. I not fit talk about them because we go need the people who expansion for that area to come discuss and manage them. But now then they manage the landscape and the beautification. That's why I say Abuja don't find anyhow. Because the people, now them, you go see them without their thing where they hold. That thing, I they look forward to one day where I go fit enter. It be like say I do one day, I go beg there, I beg now, I'm gonna give my phone and cut that grass. That thing where they go hold, they do they cut grass up and down. That is sweet for eye to see. I go like that kind of work. Because that work, it be like work where be groove. You go just they hold that thing, they waka, they sample grass up and down. Now part of their work with that and pest control. If you remember during COVID-19, you go see them everywhere. They go wear jacket, hold something, they blow like smoke. They put for everywhere to take sanitize place. Now him it take be. And then we also get the survey department for inside here, for inside the FCDA. We get Department of Land Administration. We get Department of Public Buildings. And then we get Departments of Parks and Recreation and the Waste Management. And then we get the Engineering Services Department, among others. But these are the departments where consign us for inside Oga Landlord. Now him we they talk about. Then get other department like finance. And we like finance too, but that one not be our business. We know they talk finance for inside here. And all of this, now things where we go break down. But wait to now I get comrade for inside the house here. Make I sample you small again. It makes sense. Say for inside this town. Anywhere you waka, then they develop road. Road they improve every day for inside this town. Then go spend millions on top of billions to take the repair road. But where the transport system, where they put on top the road, the cost of doing one road, you go hear 1 point something billion. You go hear billion on top road. Now this money where then they spend on top construction of road, if they take only one road project, you know see and say, you go buy enough bus where they go put for road, where go reduce the tension of the quantity of small motor where they inside road and reduce this transportation case. Because now we get roads, but no vehicle to do transport. You know reason now?
God bless you for that observations. Me, when I enter on Friday, on Thursday night.
You know the public transport?
No, yesterday throughout na public transport enter. Because that road,
you don't sabi Abuja road.
Let's say I get another planet. If no be the cause they bring me every Friday, where I sabi for. So when I enter around 5 for that Gariki, I see the kind of crowd, the kind of people. Like say students just come up from school. I say, what kind of a thing is this? Anytime it always day like this, Abuja.
So now 4 o'clock.
4, 5. Yes, that is system where Lagos try. But Lagos won't reduce because they put a lot of buses and public transport around. But Lagos now, there is no provision for this. As you have said earlier, we spend billion to construct road everywhere. But provision for the people who go even ply the road, who go even from one place to another now, the provision no dey for grant. Now it's as simple as ABC, no hard. It shows that the transport business in Abuja, people still need to key in because government alone cannot do it. When you look at it now, yes, but Uber, if you look at it, still is giving the result of what you desire. Yesterday, from Gariki across to Barnes, from Barnes to go to Lugbe, immediately the small car enter.
Now we
the camp where they jump enter. Now how do you going to talk about customer rights? Which right do you have?
When
you don't wait like 1 hour, you don't see.
You na big man, you no go follow them drag that one. You go just do Uber. Boss, you come, you go enter, they go. You go follow them drag.
We are talking about general problem now. We are talking about our people.
Yeah.
So we are not talking of ourselves. We are talking about our people now, the citizens now. The problem they are facing in Abuja. If you look at it, you discover that many people still need to key in transport business. If you look at those who do this business, you discover that 40% of them are still civil servants. That when they close from work, they do it like their part-time job and go. Okay, you can imagine now. Yes, now you can imagine now. You stand for like 2 hours to wait for a car that will take you after you set up for the whole day in the office. Now when you are now waiting, the car man just come. He say enter. If you don't get in, don't enter. Now he's giving you a condition. That's why they are going to pay. You cannot blame me because if you look at the passenger, the customer coming in, that is enough for him. If you don't have, you can go. So when you look at this right of these people now, as a citizen now, the government has failed in that regard. But when you can spend billions of naira to construct the road, then what is the comfort of the people that are going to ply the road? You have already deprived them as the citizens of this country. It is not everybody that will own a car. And that is why if you look at in UK, in Canada, in anywhere, those who have traveled out of this country, you discover that a few people own car in those countries because you don't need a car when you step out of your house.
So make I ask you now, you go. The reason I now say this, since government don't fail, as you take talk for providing transport system where go they work for people accordingly. You the reason I now say make them kukuma privatize the transport sector.
Yes, they fit do like that, but in that regard, for this country, e no go work. Do you know why e no go work for landlord? E no go work. You are talking about a country where law work. Me and you know, say for this Nigeria, our law get K-leg. And any society that's a K-leg, it don't go work. Do you know why?
No, it go work, but it go the.
It go but when they get K-leg, one will not go get results. Two, we have already spent a lot of taxpayers' money on that regard. And at the end of the day, we are not getting the result. What is that the essence of we keying into things that we're not going to get results?
But why you think, say, if they privatize the transport sector, it no go work? Telecoms work.
And telecom work because the people involved, you cannot compare the telecom and transport system. Because, if, for example, now, when you look at MTN now, Glo, if you look at it now, the government know on their own that they cannot undo it. They have no option than to allow the private investor to come in.
But you talk say the government don't fail for this transport sector.
The government will fail. That is what I said.
Oh, then go fail.
Yes.
That is future tense.
Yes, they will fail because it can only work in a country where law work. You just give a sample now. Let me give you like a case you are handling in Niger State. The case of that Asana Seidu now. If it is a country where law work, that young man who's supposed to get bail, supposed to be reminded pending the next hearing of the case. Because that girl life, you have shot her life by blinding that young lady now.
Thank God say you mentioned this Asana Seidu matter now. Make I update you. It shock you say just some 4 days ago. The boy dey for inside club, they groove.
The boy again?
Yes, they show him video when he dey inside club. He does the groove anyhow. But the DPP, the director, public prosecution for Niger State, don't assure say that matter. They no go let them go to sleep, and they don't call for the file, make them for revisit. We not be just to call for the file because it don't reach time where we go raise petition on top these issues, and to the people where it go dey due. Make these petitions go to on top issues like Aisha.
No, Hassan.
Sorry, Hassan. Sorry. On top her issue, you don't reach time when we say we go raise because this kind case, Auntie Mesa, maybe you might follow the matter too. After all, now you be our gender focal person where they follow. You no go to sleep. That na one. The other one, the one from Bida. Where
I know that one they follow and like say
no that one now finally now we don't get positive result and we anyway make we never talk about that yet. Make we keep am for inside rap. But in case una dey know result don dey positive, where don dey come and wetin dey happen una go soon know as yes una go soon know as the matter go take e be And last, people where get deformity, people with special ability, will not fit just take them for ride like that anyhow. Now very special people. Sake of the person, not dey see.
Life.
Sake of the person not dey see. Not mean say the person not know wetin dey sup, or you no go fit do any kind of work. And all those ones they did. But this girl own Asana, he pain, and we go follow am go. Anyway, we'll come back to the matter what they discussed before.
I know say if you don't reach a piece of fundamental right, ginger the blood they hide, they hide. So
no, we no fit sleep now.
We will not even go that area. It will take like 10 hours.
He get one for here. Sef, na time.
Here.
Yes, na time we will never get to follow, and that one na for massacre. Na him that story they come from on top Pikin where the teacher say the children come school late. Late when they come school, oh, you no go tear them warning or do something. The teacher him catch the two children, carry their two head, knock together. Now some of the function for the head.
Professional at all?
No, a professional head knocker. He knock those children head together. In fact, that one now when we return next week, we go take on that matter properly. Make we follow and go the end. Now the Pikin, it be like say the head where they knock, he go shake something inside the brain. The brain no can the function optimally.
Well.
The way it's supposed to take function, it they affect sight, they affect ear, and everything of that Pikin. We go take them and go. You see, all these things where we dey talk now, things where concern us for Oga Landlord. Because the well-being of family, the well-being of home, now our business. Because imagine now, say all these kind of problems they for inside house, how they want take pay rent? If they not pay rent, how me, where be Oga Landlord, go take you survive? Now their rent and they take pay school fees. After all, me I not go school. School I not go. Now small money, no I get money. And the money I they take help people. So therefore, we must talk all this matter. Health, environmental, sanitation, legal, even including road. Now we dey talk about road now, where we dey talk about the transport system, where we say then they spend million on top billion take do road, but the road where then they do now for who? The masses where they do this road for, they're not fit to ride on top am. It makes sense like that. It not make sense. Now another thing, comrade, make I ask you. 1st of August done in here. And many young people for Nigeria don't knock leg for ground, say they must do protest to end bad governance. The government they talk say make them not do protest. The people they say we must to do protest because na our right and we get right to protest peacefully. Then as I yesterday we hear say they don't unleash 4,200 policemen across the country to ensure say the one where they go ensure. We don't know whether na peaceful or otherwise. Make them ensure say then do their work accordingly. 4,200. What be your take on top of this protest matter?
To me, according to section 3940 of 1999 constitutions, which give room for peaceful assembly. Just did the way we did now, peaceful assembly. We're educating people. If you don't pass 1, 2, you don't assemble. So now what the law say is simple as ABC. Nobody will deprive you for peaceful assembly. People should get it that there is difference between a riot and peaceful protest. When you look at it now, what federal government is trying to avoid is a protest that will lead to riot. And when you need to riot, it is not a criminal, it is punishable under the law. But if it is a very peaceful protest with the demand from the government, now people who have respect for law will ask you these very questions. For example, now, if you are to join this protest as a Nigerian, who are the organizers of this process? We don't protest on social media. You need to come out and identify yourself that we are the organizers of this protest. I am Comrade Sadiq Isaac. I am the one leading this protest for so reason. For example, up to this moment, we only saw some lawyer written to IGP that they should give them a cover. It is a fundamental right. That is end bad government. Now, what we are saying now is this. If somebody like us or a layman want to join this protest, people in Nigeria now need to know this is a broadcast station. We use the broadcast station to educate, enlighten the public. How do we enlighten the public? It is what we are doing. This thing that we are doing now, that is why they say the work of journalists, no government in the whole world can pay their service. Do you know the number of millions of people listening to this program? The money that government are wasting to give it to some people who cannot even pass this information the way we are doing. If a minister do press conference today to educate people, how many people get money to subscribe on internet TV or all? But we are making it to close to their door. By now, you can get our message, and that's what we are doing now. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: if you are to involve me in a protest, what our demand? What are we requesting from government? Tinubu himself, the president of this country now, he is tagged as a father of protesters simply because he has led series of protests in this country. During the military era, he's a pro-democrat. He has led it during the military era when they were seeking for a democracy of government under the Nadeko. Now he's coming in so that you cannot take what you cannot take. Don't do it to anybody. Now, Jonathan when Jonathan was in power in 2012, the same these people led protests for as of today is above 1,000, which even the Minister of Petroleum cannot deny it. And we are buying it below 1,000 at fuel station. It showed and declare a total end to fuel subsidy. If the organizer will do Nigeria well, the flag come out. It's not eating. Protest, you are not banditry. You are not going with arms. You need to come out to Nigeria. I, so person, am leading a protest. And reason why we are going for protest is one, hardship. Hardship is a general term. On what regard you call it hardship? Is it hardship in respect of poor water supply? Is it hardship in terms of electricity? Is it hardship in terms of education? Because when our people cannot have access to good education, it is a total hardship. Now, these people have not given us their time and condition, and reason why they want to go on protest. Now, if you look at it now, they have their fundamental right to also lead protests. But what I'm saying is this: we must get it right so that the layman out there will not see a protester like enemy of government. Then the government also will not see a protester like their enemy. If you seek for justice in this country, you are protecting the innocent and millions of Nigeria. But if the government say no, they are indirectly using an autocratic system of government by insisting that all their workforce network should be closed and ensure that nobody protests in this state, in this country. For example, yesterday when I was coming from Lugbe area, when I was going down as if I want to drop a message in Zuba, the full armor tank in that particular area, it took us like 2-3 hours for grill up. And you now ask yourself, why is those armor tank are not in the bush to chase the enemy of Nigeria? Why are we bringing this armor tank within the city capital of Inef City when we expect the capital to have all type of camera to ensure that there will be surveillance inside the town? So you look at the hypocrisy of government in the area where they have failed. Because what we are doing as a journalist, we are trying to educate the general public. At the same time, all the government accountable for the area where they fail. The area where they fail is this: they should be able to come up. If today I'm the president of this country, I will tell Nigeria that protest is a fundamental right. But don't allow protest to lead to riot. Because by the time you lead to riot, you have not been criminalized. And criminal in the law is 2 years in prison.
Okay, we'll go leave on for there. Our time for today don't finish, and so we take close on for this week. We'll go return again on Thursday next week for the program of Landlord. Comrade Larry Sadiq Ishak, thank you very much. Say you breeze into the studio to come show support and solidarity on top of the matters. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and until next week, Callistus, thank you very much for all the work where they do for the background to ensure say everywhere they basky. Make it they go well. Auntie Mason and Zaza on our way done. Now me be your landlord, the chief crusader. general overseer of all land and property matter. They say make una enjoy the rest of the weekend. On a bye-bye, and may we have a wonderful week next week.